co? Myślę, że fajnie będzie pójść sobie na północ, myślę. Tak, północ będzie git. 57 North. Dobra. Słuchajcie, lecimy w takim razie. Okej. To co, chapter 1. Już zaczynam od katastrofy.
Sasha yelled from the front of the small boat. From the tiller, Caleb squinted against the stinging rain as he tried to decipher the abstract shapes floating past them in the darkness. A sudden flash of lightning revealed a huge stone column jutting out of the rough sea directly ahead.
Nie no, chyba myślę, że zatrzymać łódź, tak mi się zdaje. Nie no, zatrzymać. Lecimy, zatrzymujemy łódkę. Nie
Caleb
ma co
cut
dalej
the engine and the boat lurched to a stop as a huge wave crashed against the column, spraying them with foam. Caleb reached for the throttle, but Sasha stopped him. "Listen," she said. It took a moment for Caleb to realize what she was hearing. The distinct sound of waves crashing against rocks.
Nie no, jak dla mnie trzeba stąd wyjść, bo inaczej będzie źle, bo jesteśmy pośród kamieni. Co od razu lecimy. Próbujemy stąd się wydostać.
Caleb waited for the next flash of lightning and gunned it straight towards the widest gap he could see. Alaska's inside passage was a labyrinth of islands, and he honestly had no idea where they were headed. He just wanted to get out of the rocks. They hadn't gone 20 feet when the boat
Jaki
scraped the
wybór
rock
czeka
beneath the
nas
waterline.
tym razem?
The motors screamed in protest.
Odcinamy silnik, kurde, no. Normalnie trzeba jakiś nie.
Caleb cut
No
the
ta,
engine,
no.
plunging them back into eerie
Trzeba go
silence.
a nie, odcinamy
The
tylko,
boat
przepraszam,
bobbed awkwardly as the stern remained hung
wyłączamy.
up on the rocks. Caleb tried to find out what they were caught on,
I lecimy
but
dalej.
didn't see anything in the swirling black water. A
Co
large
tym
swell washed
razem?
under them, lifting the boat as
Ojoj,
it passed.
kamień się
It wasn't enough to
pojawił.
dislodge them, but the boat came down hard with a hollow crunch that surely cracked the fiberglass hull. Another flash of lightning revealed an approaching wave at least twice as large and cresting just off their bow.
Nie no, trzeba się odepchnąć. Trzeba się odepchnąć. No wtedy jeszcze możemy się uratać, więc... No nie no, się zastanawiam, co się może wtedy stać, ale... Nie no, odpychamy się. Ojoj, a co tu się stało?
Caleb stuck his foot in the water and pushed off the rock. The boat broke free, but so did Caleb. As he slipped, the waves slammed into him, sending him tumbling across the back of the boat and over the railing.
Dalej to jest...
Any pain that Caleb felt paled in comparison to the sudden immersion in icy water. By Alaskan standards, 57 degrees was actually quite warm, but still enough to send an unaccustomed body
Niesamowite przygody Caleba i Saszy.
He had just enough mental faculty left to see that the wave had carried him 20 yards from the boat,
Co tutaj
which was
mamy o
now
nim
bobbing freely but
napisane?
half submerged. The rocky shore was at least 5 times further, but it was in the
Ja myślę, że
direction of
chyba
the current.
łódki nie ma co ratować. Więc nie, lecimy drugą opcję.
Caleb forced his trembling limbs in the direction of the shore.
Ja jeszcze żyję!
He could tell that the waves crashing against the rocks were much larger and more violent than he had thought. He felt himself dropping down and touched bottom, but the bigger the trough, the bigger the swell. He turned just in time to see the wave come down on top of him, slamming him underwater.
No dobra, to lecimy dalej.
Went black. Back in the boat, Sasha managed to regain her balance on the slippery deck, which was now half submerged.
Jest i Sasha.
She tied off a line and threw it in Caleb's direction, but it wasn't nearly long enough. And Sasha could
Nie no,
see
trzeba
Caleb
Caleba
wasn't
uratować. Caleba, nie ma innej opcji. Patrzcie, jaka ratowniczka się rzuca.
It was just as cold, but
Na
the
falę.
adrenaline and the conscious decision to jump in helped soften the effects that Caleb had experienced. As the waves helped carry her towards him, she felt a sinking feeling in her gut as she saw that Caleb was indeed unconscious. She grabbed him by the life jacket and held on for dear life as the wave came down on top of them. Sasha tumbled over the seabed, but somehow managed to keep hold of Caleb. When she
Gdzieś
came up, it was
przeczekać
shallow enough to stand.
sztorm.
She realized that they were on
No
a
pewno
sandbar
sztorm, powiedzmy.
50 yards from the
To
rocky
jest
shoreline.
chyba sztorm.
There was no way to get there through the gauntlet of waves.
Dobra,
Even if
nieważne.
she
Jest to
could,
sztorm.
the rocks
Trzeba
offered
teraz
no
gdzieś znaleźć
protection from the
miejsce, żeby
onslaught of the
przeżyć.
surf. She dragged Caleb to
Żeby
the
się nie
closest sea
utopić.
stack, and with her last ounce of strength,
Zlecimy dalej.
hoisted him up to a ledge on the leeward side of the rock. Caleb's skin was cold, but she could feel a pulse, shallow breathing. Sasha pulled her jacket over them both.
O,
and
dobra,
tried
ja
to
to
find
tutaj
a
tak
comfortable
mówię,
spot
a...
on the sharp rocks. Exhaustion took hold,
A Caleb
and she
ma
drifted into a
zimną.
restless sleep.
A, dobra. A, i tak się skończy nasz chapter pierwszy. No dobra, to lecimy do chaptera drugiego. Szczerze myślałem, że będą dłuższe te chaptery,
The
ale
storm had passed, and it was
No
just
cóż.
bright enough to see her surroundings in the early morning mist.
wyszło
Probably
jak
3
wyszło,
a.m., she
no.
guessed. In August, the Alaskan sun had the annoying habit of setting so late and rising so early that there were only a couple of hours of true darkness. She and Caleb had been on the family vacation long enough that the novelty had worn off. Caleb, she said aloud, as the previous night's events came flooding back to her.
Okej.
The sudden noise was enough to rouse Caleb, who woke with a start. Ow! Caleb groaned as he settled back against the rock. Can you make it to shore? Asked Sasha,
O,
indicating a
Caleb,
narrow strip of sand where
obudziłeś
the
się.
remains of their boat had washed up. Caleb nodded and forced himself off the ledge.
No to trzeba... Jest, mamy i
The water
wyspę.
was even colder
No,
this time, and they were
no,
both shivering
powiedzmy
uncontrollably by the time they reached shore. Sasha trudged over to the boat and pulled their phones out of a
To
waterproof
oni jeszcze
compartment.
telefoni, to
Both
oni
of them
jeszcze mają
still worked,
telefony?
but couldn't find a signal.
O, i one działają?
dad,
Ja,
Sasha's uncle,
Jezu.
would be out looking for them, but that could
To
take
jakie oni
days
mają
with so many
pancerne?
islands
Dobra,
to
nie.
search.
Lecimy chyba najpierw sprawdzić łódkę, bo tam... Przepraszam za katar, ale...
The boat
poprzednim
had landed
odcinku
on
już
its
mówiłem,
side
że...
and the motor was
No,
flooded
że
with
jestem
water
jak
after
chora,
being
to...
submerged. But the real
Dobra,
problem
może to
was
będą
the
jakieś
hull.
ciekawe
It had several
przedmioty,
cracks in
które
the
nam
fiberglass
pomogą
where the boat had hit the
przeżyć.
rocks. It wasn't
Ale
going
myślę, że
anywhere
kolejną
without a
rzeczą
lot
to
of
jest
work.
zrobienie
Sasha gathered some
rozpalenie
fallen branches
ognia,
from the tree
bo
line.
przez to się
It was soaking
wysuszymy
wet, but some gasoline from the
i
boat
będzie
helped
nam
get them
ciepło.
burning. The smoke was thick, which Sasha hoped might attract anyone out looking for them. After 30 minutes by the
O,
fire,
no tak
Sasha
jak
was warm and
mówiłem,
dry,
już po
but Caleb's skin was pale and he still shivered uncontrollably.
pół godziny aż.
Hypothermia,
No w sumie nie dziwię
observed
się.
Sasha.
No dobra,
Needed to
ale
get you
lecimy
moving.
teraz szukać pomocy, bo Caleb jest
The
osłabiony.
beach was flanked by steep cliffs, so they made their way up to the tree line, which rose more gradually in each direction.
My cały czas byliśmy w zatoce? Nie.
What's that? asked Caleb, pointing at one of the pines.
Czy to był
Halfway up the trunk,
spisek?
a small security camera was attached to what looked like a
Czy
tiny
to było
satellite dish.
ustawione, że
Even
mieliśmy
though it was a
właśnie
sign of civilization,
tutaj, w tym
something
miejscu
about the
się
sudden
znaleźć?
feeling of being watched gave Sasha
Okej.
the creeps.
Nie no, najpierw chyba pomachajmy. Spróbujmy się skomunikować.
Sasha waved her arms. Hello? She shouted. We need help. The camera gave no indication it was even working.
Aha, jest sobie kamera, ale nikogo za nią nie
Even
ma.
if someone is watching, they can't
Nie
respond.
pokazuje
That doesn't mean
żadnych
they can't hear us.
czynności,
Sasha
co
countered.
by wskazywało na to, że
Caleb
ona
grabbed a
działa.
stick and etched the word
Ale
help
myślę, że
into the dirt in
pójdziemy
front of the
sobie
camera. Let's go.
w
They
lewo.
followed the tree line as it rose to the top of a steep cliff. From higher up, they could see the shoreline
już to
arc around
widzę.
the base of a small mountain just
On
tall
nie
enough
wie,
to
gdzie
be
jest
covered
północ,
with a dust
południe,
of
wschód,
snow.
zachód.
Other than a few distant
nie.
islands and a coastline
Wiem,
at least
tylko że
20
po
miles
prostu-
away, it was ocean as far
Where
as the
are
eye
we?
could see.
No, dobra. On
Where
nie
are
wie,
we?
nie wie.
Sasha
Nie,
asked.
tylko że mówię to, że po
Caleb
prostu
shrugged, not wanting to
troszkę
admit that he had been lost even before
być
the storm hit.
innym.
The two cousins had
Tak to
taken the
może
boat out the
ujmę.
previous afternoon in an attempt to stave off the boredom of the family trip.
Okej.
Neither of them had realized how disorienting the chain of islands could be, and the squall had come out of nowhere. The storm must have pushed us to one of the outer islands, Caleb offered, trying to convince
O,
himself of his
czy nasz telefon
innocence.
działa? Mamy jeszcze... Okej. Ale nie, nie, sprawdzimy telefon, bo jak działa to trzeba sprawdzić.
Sasha
jesteśmy?
pulled out her phone. Even without a signal, the GPS worked. But the map required a connection to download details. The blue dot just showed that they were in the middle of the ocean off
We
the southeast coast of
are in the
Alaska.
middle of the
Not
ocean
even the
of
large
the
populated islands
southwest
appeared on the
of
default map.
Alaska. I słuchajcie, myślę, że w tym miejscu zakończymy. Więc ja wam bardzo dziękuję za oglądanie. Pamiętajcie, zostawcie łapki w górę, subskrypcje. Linki potrzebne macie w opisie. Do Discorda, do naszego Instagrama. Warto zajrzeć. Ja wam bardzo dziękuję. Cześć!